O blessed son of Peleus, Akhilleus, you were like a god when you were slain in Troy, far from Argos and the other finest sons of the Troesi and the Akhilleus were killing and were killed for you and around you when you lay in the violence and the dust. Great in your greatness, but your horsemanship was lost. That was the day of war for all of us forevermore, until the storm of Zeus ended the fighting we could never end. And from the war we carried you, and by the ships we lay you down, and washed the beauty of your flesh with water and with warmth of oils. And all the Danaiosi cried, and cut their hair, and graced you with their tears. Your mother heard the messengers, and from the sea she came, with never-dying sea nymphesi, rising on the waves of screaming with the voice of God. And all the Danaiosi by the hollow ships were rising now and would have rushed away. But Nestor had the wisdom and the greatness of the ancient men, and he had shown the fineness of his will before. He cared for them and called to them and cried, "Stand, Agamemnon, and never flee. Akhilleus, men, his mother from the sea, with never-dying sea nymphesi comes to look upon the face of her dead son." He spoke, and so he held the fear in the hearts of the great Akhilleus. Around you stood the daughters of the old man of the sea. They dressed you in the clothing of divinity, and all the 9 Musesi changed the beauty of their voices into pity of their crying in their song of death for you, and none of them I saw who did not cry. For 17 days and nights we mourned for you, together, men and gods, those who shall die and those who never die. And on the 18th day we gave you to the fire, in a great slaughtering of fertile beasts and twisted bulls. And all the Danaiosi warriors in armor danced before your pyre, horses and men around the flames, rising with screams, until Hephaestus ended you in fire. And in the dawn we gathered your white bones, Akhilleus, to purify in wine and oil. Your mother gave a vessel of gold, the gift of Dionysus, and the work beyond glory of Hephaestus. She said, "In this your white bones lie, O glorious Akhilleus, together with Patroclus Menoetiades, but without Antilochus, whom you honored above all other men after the dying of Patroclus. And over you the greatness of your tomb was raised to be immaculate by the holy army of the Danaiosi spears upon the edges of the highest cliff above the vast Hellesi sea. So now you shall be seen across the sea from far away by all mankind, those who are living now and those who ever live." Your mother asked the gods for gifts beyond beauty, and set them down in the arena in the center of the finest Akhilleus. And you have been there at the funeral rites of the greatest of men, and when the lord or king is dead, prizes are offered to the men who shall adorn themselves to fight. But this would have been the greatest wonder of your heart if you had seen the prizes devoted to you by the goddess Thetis, who walks in silver. For you were so beloved of the gods, not even death shall kill your name, but for eternity you shall be blessed and glorified by all mankind, Akhilleus. But what pleasure for me when I ended the war, for Zeus ordained misery for my return, to be killed by the hands of Aegisthus for my wife, to have my death.